Hey everyone, Cynthia here at the Nameless Homestead, and today we're going to have a nice, easy, chill video. Unfortunately, we have COVID in the house, and frankly, between that and the hecticness of homestead life, I just haven't had the energy to plan anything out super specifically, but that gives me a great excuse to do a type of video I've been wanting to do for a while now. So yesterday I posted on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and all of our social medias with an Ask Me Anything style post. And you guys submitted those questions, and today I'm going to be answering them so that we can all get to know each other a little better. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and today is just the perfect excuse to do a lovely chill video like this one. So our first question comes from More Farms, Less Assholes on our Instagram page. They ask, what is your favorite animal to raise? And gosh, that is a hard one. Honestly, my favorite animal to raise is gonna have to be goats. As much of a pain in the neck as they are as babies, they are so stinking cute. And as a homestead animal, they're probably the most functional and useful. You can get meat, pelts, milk, cheese, butter, everything you need for all of your fats and dairies just off of one animal. Compared to a cow or any other larger ruminant, I just find goats to be easier to handle, especially for having a breeding set on the homestead. The next question comes from What All Goes On, and they are asking why we're choosing to homeschool. We got into homeschooling because of my eldest son, who is, like his mama, on the spectrum. We found out pretty quickly that the brick and mortar school system just really was never going to be a great fit for him. No matter how many accommodations we had or how nice his teachers were, it just wasn't a great fit. So we explored homeschooling over the years and inched our way closer to it. COVID definitely gave us our final big push, and now we're homeschooling all three kids at home. Honestly, in a lot of ways, oddly enough, I find it's easier having all kids at home, homeschooling all three of them together, than it was just homeschooling one and having the other two go to public school. So we'll see how it works out when all of this COVID mess starts to calm down. I'm curious to what my other two kids are going to want to choose for themselves. JD absolutely loves homeschooling, but Hannah, she's so gregarious, she really misses having a classroom full of friends constantly. Homesteading with Heathens asks, what made you choose the homesteading lifestyle? Homesteading has always been something that has been near and dear to my heart. Honestly, it's probably super corny and cheesy, but the very first time I got into the concept of homesteading or living off the land was when I was a little girl and I read the book My Side of the Mountain. I was obsessed with that book. I think I wore out 2 copies completely. And it's always kind of been there in the back of my mind, but hasn't ever been something I thought that I would ever be able to actually do. Growing up in a very poor household with a split family, it never occurred to me that I would someday be a landowner. I would have to say the biggest push towards this direction has definitely been my husband. He's always been our biggest cheerleader in the family and has always looked at these big crazy schemes that we've come up with and just helped us make it happen. To him, nothing is impossible, and I love that spirit in him. Next up, we have 2 questions from Ben Denmore. They say, I saw you plant your garlic and I support doing things by hand, but do you think you'll get yourself a garden tiller to do stuff like that? Yes, I will. Actually, a dear friend from 3 Billy Goats Bluff, who I picked up some canning supplies with a couple weeks ago, showed me a very cool toy of hers, and it was a planter, a seed planter, I forget what it's called, where it tills up a line for you to plant your seeds in. You have seeds in this little hopper and these little discs that go inside the hopper, and much like how an automatic coin sorter sorts quarters, nickels, and dimes, it sorts seeds by size. So it can trowel up a trench, plant the seeds at a specific space your rows for you, and cover with the soil, all just as a tool, a walk-behind tool. It was like less than $100, so I really want to get one of those this spring because holy smokes. Garlic, on the other hand, I think might have to be something that we do by hand. I don't know if there's going to be a tool that can really help me with planting the garlic. But if you know something I don't, please let me know in the comments down below. Ben also asks, who plays the electric guitar we see hanging behind you in videos? That's my husband. He is a musician, and a very good one at that. Maybe if you're lucky and you hit the like button and send a request, we'll upload a video of some of his music. He is a very humble man and doesn't think he's all that wonderful, but I think he's fantastic, especially with the acoustic guitar. That's my favorite. Andy Hannaford asks, what does your family think of your YouTubing? The kids are absolutely in love with it. They want to get in front of the camera so much more, but I find myself on the fence about a lot of that. Hannah wants to do cooking shows on the channel, and James really wants to put up gaming stuff because we're all very avid gamers and very into tech as well. And I'm okay with them being on the channel in general, but I don't know, it's something I'll have to think of more. My husband, again, my greatest cheerleader, he thinks that we're gonna be the homesteaders versions of PewDiePie or something. He's convinced that in a year or two, I'm gonna have 50,000 plus subscribers and I was made to do stuff like this. And I definitely lack that level of confidence, but he more than makes up for it. And I really love him for that. Mallory Rose is asking why we started YouTube and what are the things you wished you would have known before starting your channel. I would have to say before I started my channel, I really didn't have an accurate concept of what it meant to be a YouTuber and the level of work it actually requires. So that was a little bit of a shock. It has definitely changed my view as a consumer. I watch like all the ads and like all the videos now and always leave comments, even if it's just a, hey, you did a great job, because it's so important to support the creators and give them a little bit of a morale boost, and honestly, it helps the analytics a lot. I'm the kind of person that can be a little too obsessed with numbers, as I'm sure everybody in my Homesteaders YouTube group can attest to how annoying I am obsessing about numbers. But it really does help. Leave a comment, even if it's just of a thumbs up emoji. It really helps your audience retention. So tip your waiter, like the video, subscribe to the channel, do the bell, all of those things. There's a reason why we're constantly going on about it. As for why we got into this in the first place, honestly, just because it seemed like it would be a lot of fun. I saw other people doing it and really enjoying it. I thought we had, and continue to think that we do have, something really awesome to share. And it kind of acts like a diary in a way. This is something that we're building from the ground up, really and truly, all by ourselves. We don't have anybody to hold our hand or teach us the ropes. And I really want to document that so that we can look back on this in our golden years and be like, hey, you remember that time when you messed up how to put up fencing like 3 times in a row and had to redo a whole acre of fencing because you were super green and had no idea what you were doing? Those little moments and moving past them, I think, are just the good stuff of homesteading. And Holly Ann Satterley asks, what do you do in your spare time? Sounds like you are incredibly busy. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff in my spare time, depending on my mood, the time of the year, and the energy level and how busy we are. I love to knit, I love to crochet, I love to carve bone. I'm really into gaming. That's probably something I do when I feel like I have the least level of energy or spoons left for the day, is just hanging out, playing a video game with my husband, watching some YouTube videos, and just relaxing with the family. But I absolutely do love knitting and crochet, fiber art. We definitely have a very busy life professionally and recreationally, but we love it that way. The chaos is definitely a fuel for fun. Now, enough about me. I really want to talk about you guys. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I hope I get some feedback and I'm not just talking to a brick wall here. But I really want to do the whole last week I asked you style ending to our videos. I want to be able to build our relationship as a community, and I'm very earnestly as well. Probably half of the reason why we created the YouTube channel, why we have our Facebook page, the Instagram, everything else like that, is we have learned so much from OG homesteaders that follow us and who talk to us in various groups, in Facebook, on our Twitter page, in Reddit forums. I have learned so much from all of you, and then I'm hoping that I'm able to give back in some way for people who are starting out, who can learn from us as we grow along the way. So rather than just talking about us and ourselves all the time, I want to hear from you guys. Where did you first find us? Are you an OG homesteader, or are you just starting out like us? Where are you at in your journey? Where are you from? What has turned you guys into followers? What brought you here? Why did you stick around? I would love to hear from you guys and all about your stories as well. So please hang out on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, here at YouTube, wherever you want to be. Let's chat and get to know each other. Leave something in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.